Lots of higher education institutions are now requiring assessments to be authentic. So what exactly does that mean? It means assessments that are reflective of the sorts of tasks that you might do in your chosen career in the real world. So how do we implement that in auditing? One way is through case-based exams. These types of exams may be based around one central case with a number of questions, or questions built around smaller mini cases. Regardless of the type of case exam, it's important to make sure that you can demonstrate your understanding of the content and not just memorize a whole lot of facts. I've got 4 tips to help you in case-based exams. My first tip is to do with the reading time. Now, in the reading time in a case-based exam, there's obviously going to be a lot of reading of the case materials. So always start by reading the case materials, then read through the questions really carefully, and then go back and read the case materials again. Why do you want to read the case materials again? Well, it's important to do that to make sure that you pick up any nuances or unique facts that might help you with specific questions. My second tip is related to the type of case-based exam you get. If it's one central case with a number of smaller questions, it's important to read those questions and determine whether they flow on from each other. Should you start at question 1 and work your way through each of the questions in sequence? Often with central or single case exams, those questions will build on each other. So information might be given in question 1 that could be useful in question 2 or question 3 or question 4 down the line. So in those instances, it can be really important to make sure that you answer the questions in sequence. You don't want to start at the last question and get an incorrect answer because you failed to take into account something from a previous question that might be helpful. If you have smaller mini cases in your exam, then it's not going to be such an issue. You don't need to worry about doing them in the specific order because the cases are unlikely to relate directly to each other. So it is important to make sure that you look at those cases during the reading time and decide what your approach is going to be. Working through them sequentially, if it is a single case, or looking at them perhaps in order of difficulty, if you're looking at mini cases. My third tip is a really important one, and that is context is key to answering case-based exams. Don't give generic answers taken out of it or memorized out of a textbook. Instead, what you need to do is take your theory and your understanding of practical application and merge it with the case information. Show me that you can link case plus theory to give me a unique answer in the exam. My fourth and final tip is that case-based exams often ask for your professional judgment. Instances where there may not be a 100% clear-cut right or wrong answer. In those instances, it's really important to make sure you think about all of the different components of the theory that might come into play. That might mean in preparing your answer, you write for and against facts and come to a conclusion, or look at different points of view. Cases are about that nuance and that complexity, so show the marker that you understand that complexity when asked to make professional decisions and judgments. These are my 4 tips for case-based exams. If you thought they were useful, please make sure you give us a like. Make sure that you subscribe by clicking the button up there, and there are plenty of other videos on study hints and tips and learning auditing on Amanda Loves to Audit. If you have any comments or any questions about case-based exams that you'd like me to answer, please make sure you add them in the comments and I'll be sure to reply. Happy auditing, everybody.